nice day outside. It's like 70, but I got my hoodie on because it's getting a little cool. So I've got the yeah, we got the bad luck Camaro back. So all right, let's kind of start over with this one. Got a crank pulley. He's got it pinned in the crank. The accessory bracket broke off on it, so that was fun too. So he got all that fixed and was doing a pull with it. And at the end of the pull, it started misfiring real bad. So he texts me, he goes, "Hey man, it's running like really lean. What would cause that?" I was like, "Look dude, I think we got something going on with this thing." So I was at work, and come to find out, the person who sold him those injectors lied. They were like eBay or Amazon special, $59, like just for the injectors. And one was sticking shut, and they all didn't flow right, and it always ran like total poop. Total poop the entire time. So they found one that was sticking. They hit it with a wrench. It would start firing again. They'd go make another pull, and it immediately start misfiring. Come to find out it was injectors. They went on through all that. Put 7 injectors in it. Now it's super rich. I say super rich, I mean like 8.0 super rich. So I told him, I was like, "Hey, turn the fuel pressure down on it, bring it back over." Like just turning the fuel pressure down is just kind of a band-aid. So I was like, "Look, just ease it over here, don't boost it or anything, just drive it over here." So he did, and I was like, "Okay, before you leave, let's crank the pressure back up." Cranked it back up, good to go. So yeah, that we got the bad luck Camaro again for like the 6th or 7th time. I don't know. I think it's good now, like I really do. So let's get the tuning on this thing. I gotta change a bunch of injector data. I'll check the plugs and stuff while it's just here. I'm letting it cool down. He just left, so I'm gonna let it cool down. I'll check a plug on it. I'm sure they're just fouled. Other than that, I think it's actually good to go. So let's get in there and get this thing dialed in. Okay, so last time you saw this car on my channel, I kind of left you on the cliffhanger, didn't I? The crank pulley had exited the chat. That was actually an eventful night going home too, because that night it started ice raining, so like it got really bad really fast. And so we were about, I don't know, probably about 10 miles from his house. And so he came to the rescue. He put the pulley back on. I was like, "Okay, look, I'm just gonna drive it easy and just hope for the best with this." So we did that. Got to Collinsville. I was like, "Hey, let's pull over and just check it." It didn't smell weird, or I didn't drive funny. Sure enough, that thing was backing out again. So we did the best we could with what we had, and we made it 2 miles down the road, and it completely slung off. So we were stuck in a Dollar General parking lot for a while it was icing on us. And I didn't record any of this because we were both just like, just needed to get this thing home, like super bad. And on top of that, it wasn't lined up good, so it just kept not charging the alternator, so the battery was dead. We're jump starting this thing in the middle of the highway, like one of the worst experiences of like broke down cars in my life ever, really. It's I try not to have broke down cars, but like I felt so bad. I was like, "Oh my gosh," like, yeah. But hey, she's good to go now, I think. So let's get in here and edit these injector settings and get all this thing squared away. We'll go drive it around for a little bit. The sun's setting, so I'll probably continue the video tomorrow, and we'll do pulls tomorrow, but just for now, it's gonna make it idle way better. All right, I only have just enough daylight to go just around the corner here. I'm just gonna park her for the night. I'll do the rest of this stuff tomorrow. O2 sensor warm up. Okay, so it's super lean on tip in right there. Fix that. A little lean. I went a little too heavy on it, so it's okay. Oh, he also changed the rear gear, so it had a 410 in it, and he went to a 345. So the 410 was whining pretty good. Okay, so it's a tad lean. It's at like a 17-ish. So we're gonna change that. I'm just gonna park it for the night, and then we'll continue on this thing tomorrow. All right, day 2 with it. I did end it last night around what I did. So I went around the block a couple of times, and just mildly adjusted it, like nothing crazy, just so I didn't have to fight it too much today on camera. Oh, it smells like gas in here. I like that. Let's see, do the seats work? Yeah. So, oh goodness. Yeah, it's a Friday, so that's good. Should start right up. Oh yeah. So, oh yeah, it starts really good. All right, let's analog this on the way to Sand Springs. Got to pick up a couple things. Got to do a couple things out there. We'll make a video on this thing today. All right, so far so good. It's been about 30 minutes since my last little thing. Still playing with like the part throttle stuff. That O2 sensor is really close to the edge of that downpipe right there, and it's just an up, or an up pipe, I guess. So it's kind of hard to play with right there. I think at wide open throttle it's fairly accurate. Part throttle it's probably not. I'm getting it close, which is it's okay, like as long as it reads a little rich, it should be okay. And he knows about it too, so. Lowered the idle a little bit because those old injectors wouldn't idle at all, so these, they like to idle, so. Converter lockup, look at that. Damn. Ugh. So I'm thinking it's getting air in the up pipe right there and just giving a false sense of, a false reading of lean. So it's just, right now it says 17.0. If it was 17.0, it would be, you'd feel it, like it would be terrible feeling. So I'm probably gonna leave it alone. I might try to ridge it up just a little bit just for my peace of mind, but it's not like he daily drives this thing anyway, so. And we'll double check it when he actually puts a pipe on it or something, So I just got pulled over for improper tag display and dark tint. That's it. The guy would not tell me why he pulled me over until I gave him my license and insurance, which is illegal, by the way. So by threat of force, he told me he's going to rip me out of the car, and if I didn't produce insurance and license. Okay, cool. So I gave him my insurance and license. Improper tag display. Oh shit. Let's look at this. Improper tag display. Okay. Downpipe sticking out of the fucking hood. And that's all you owe me a ticket for. You're police at work right there. You may be saying to yourself, man, Brandon, you got a problem with authority. Yeah, I do. I don't like taking shit from anybody, really. If you know me, you probably would know that. You treat me with respect, you follow the rules, we're gonna get along just fine. But you just pull me over for some bullshit reason like this, just to write a ticket to meet your daily quota, fuck you. You can kiss my ass. No, we're not doing that. I do stupid shit all the time, and I get pulled over for this. No, we're not doing that. No. No, 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 no. Nah. Well, the bad luck Camaro strikes again. Ticket. And then I think it ran out of gas. It shows a half tank. Yeah. I want to like this car. Like, I really do. I like it. I really do like it. It just doesn't cooperate ever. It will definitely leave you on the side of the road. It doesn't care. It's just the bad luck Camaro. You got to learn to just accept that what will happen is going to happen with it. It always does. So, yeah. This is disappointment. This is what this is. Disappointment. Definitely. Unless the fuel pumps just gave out or something, because I can't hear anything anymore. Yeah, they're loud, and I think it's out of gas. Time to call for backup. Oh yeah, she was out of gas. Let's see if I can pull over again. It's been a great day. Now the RPM gauge ain't reading. This car, I swear. Yeah. All right. This car, I swear. The gas gauge works, it's just way off. And now it's way rich. Gee, I wonder, because it actually has fuel pressure. That's why. So, let's just start over. Oh God, man, this car is something else. God, it really is. It's something else. So we're gonna knock out probably 5% of fuel just to make sure it's legit. This car, I still like it. Like, I still like the car. It's very dumb. I think I like it because it reminds me of like the old DSM days and stuff, where like you just never know what's gonna happen with the car. Like, you're rolling the dice every time you turn the key, and I think that's what I like about it. It just reminds me of a DSM. Like, it's dumb. It's definitely dumb. All right, let's take a little fuel out of it and go for a spin. All right, let's go see what she do. I'm gonna stop there. It didn't feel good. Well, it strikes again. It's smoking randomly. So I'm not sure what happened. This sucks. Well, she's teaching like Cheech and Chong. Pretty good. So what we think happened was the old injectors, he was running it, tuned, you know, and the injector gave out, number 6, and it probably ran lean a couple times, and it started cracking that ringland. And I think I just finished it off back there by actually running it, you know, and then it probably just finished it off. So it was only at 18 degrees of timing, only at 8 pounds of boost. It wasn't nothing. So it wasn't hurting at all. Like it was pulling pretty good. It wasn't a lot. So we're gonna rip it out tonight, and we're gonna put a set of used pistons in it. So yeah, let's just start ordering parts, and we're gonna get on it. He's on his way back from Wichita right now with real good news, but he's not surprised. So we're gonna use Jonah's shop here and just do it. Let's explain what happened yesterday with the Camaro. Let me get this set up. It's gonna abandon that. All right. So first and foremost, turn this auto start off. These things happen. It's nature of the beast. You know, you get junky parts, you know, things like that, and you got to try to tune them around them. So I tuned this with the new setup with those injectors that were in it previously that I didn't know were Amazon injectors. You know, like they would act good sometimes, and I just thought it was kind of like the nature of the beast with the car. Like it would act good when I tuned it, and like a day or two later, this thing would, he said it would start running lean and stuff and start missing, and I'm like, dude, you got something going on, you know? Well, I found out how to bad injectors. So in that meantime, he made a couple of pulls with it, did a couple of beatings, you know. I mean, dude, it's a toy. You're gonna do that stuff, you know. It's not. So when he found out that it had a bad injector, he was doing pulls and it started misfiring. I think it cracked the ringland when it did that, and it was kind of hurt, and I just finished it off. So hell, it was the second pull I did, and it was just done. Number 3 cylinder cracked the ringland. The rest of them were actually okay. Looked at all the plugs, and it barely had any timing in it. There's no detonation on them or anything like that. We went in there with a scope and looked, or Jonah did. Jonah went in there with a scope and looked, and all of them except number 3 were fine. So he's got another engine up there. It's a Gen 4 5.3. We're literally gonna take a piston out of it, dingle ball hone that cylinder, send it. I know Cole was pretty upset, you know. I feel the guy, like, God, I felt so bad, you know. Like, I'm like, dude, this is like, it's been a damn nightmare for this guy, you know. I feel so bad, you know. It's always his luck that it just happens, like, this stupid things happen with this car. The first thing he did, he had these injectors in the car the entire time, and then he bought it from some kid who doesn't know S about F, if you know what that means. It had a stock 6.2 in it with like a BTR stage 2 cam in it. Ran the crap out of it for a while, and then decided to spray it. It popped. Did another cam with it, and another engine. He had a GPI stage 4 cam or something in it. It popped something on that one. He did a 416 on it. That one actually went okay, other than it smoked like a freight train. Well, I think he forgot to install a set of rings. It actually had 6 things of rings instead of 4 or something. I don't know, it was a weird design. I don't know what kind of pistons he was using. I didn't know anything about that stuff. So the first week he actually had that engine out 4 times trying to figure out the smoking issue, and he couldn't figure it out. No, three times, I'm sorry, not 4. And on the 3rd time he figured it out, it was his damn rings. They weren't set right or something like that. So just, I guess maybe, I don't know if he misread the instructions or just didn't know any better. I don't know. I'm not an engine builder, so I just tuned the damn things. And then he had got that going, and that same week it popped number 6. And I think it destroyed the block on that one. Well, he, well, actually, every one of them that's popped, that's been popped to number 6. So he had bought a 4.8 from a kid, supposedly good. It wasn't. It, I went over there to get a startup tune on it. I was like, hey, let me just go over there and I'll start it up, you know? And so we started it up and he immediately started chirping. Like, if you know the chirp sound, that's a bearing. It's, yeah, it was just one of those sigh, like, oh God, like, come on. So he's like, I'm gonna have this sucker out tonight and I'm just gonna put another motor in it. Okay, and he did that. And that's where that meme came from, where, you know, I did the Creed song and the Mike from Breaking Bad thing. You know, I was kind of making a jab at him, but it was all in good fun. I love Cole to death. So he put the 5.3 in there and it's been good. Well, he had the other injectors in there and still didn't know what was going on. So I tuned it. And I told him, I was like, hey, that injector duty cycle is kind of like high. I wouldn't beat on it. I was like, you either have a fuel delivery problem, like from the back, which he's got dual 450s, and one of them's hooked up to a Hobbs switch. And at his power level, it's not maxing any of that stuff out. And then he had those ZL1 injectors, which should be okay. Like, it was on a low boost and stuff, and it shouldn't be remotely maxing out at all. So, I mean, I'm talking about maxing out as like 95% duty cycle, and that's kind of the limit for me on stuff. God, this heater's getting higher here. I'll put it on low. So they were doing pulls, and he pulled up in Jonah's shop, and Jonah was like, dude, that thing's down a cylinder. He goes, man, it's missing. He goes, no, it's not. He thought he was messing with him. Well, sure as hell, it was missing. And they went to go test the injectors and stuff, and one of them was messed up. Tapped it with a wrench. Started working again, did another pull, started missing again. He's like, dude, let's pull these injectors and like check the part number and stuff on them. He goes, yeah, because he asked him, he goes, you ever check these? He's like, no. He goes, they're ZL1 injectors, you know, just whatever. Well, they were fake. So if you're gonna cheap out on anything, God, don't cheap out on injectors, man. Like, I'm a dealer for injectors. You don't have to buy them from me. I don't care. I just do this for peace of mind, or in Cole's case, you know, 6 engine setups later, you know, like this is ridiculous. Do not cheap out on injectors. Do not buy anything from Amazon. I don't care if it's a reputable dealer or not. I don't care. FIC, both of them, Fuel Injector Connection or Clinic, both great products. ID injectors, Deechworks, any one of those injectors that come with proper data, they're above $300 for a good set. Like, you're gonna pay for a good set of injectors, you know. Anything that's a $300 to $1,200 set of injectors, yes, go for it. Snake Eater, kiss my ass. Do not use Snake Eater injectors. I don't care if that guy's changed his ways or not. I don't care if he's now using USA Bosch stuff. Dude, that guy screwed over so many people in the last, I don't know how many years he's been open, and just blames the damn customer for it. I'm like, dude, if your injectors are that sensitive to little bitty particles of stuff and sediment, I can go pull a damn set of injectors out of a junkyard that have been sitting there for 20 years and them damn things will work without issue. I got the sand in them and they'll work. You're talking about your Snake Eater injectors can't work? That's another video. I'm not even gonna rant about that. But don't cheap out on injectors. Like, God, for God's sake, don't do it. So we feel bad about Cole. We pulled it in Jonah's shop, and he works in the oil field, or Cole works in the oil field, so he's coming down from Wichita, and we're like, hey man, this is what happened. We're gonna get you squared away, man. So Jonah pulled it in there last night. Not even getting paid for it. Just the goodness of that dude. Like, Jonah will bend over backwards for you to help you out. As long, I mean, he's a good guy. Like, I love the guy to death. I love both those guys to death. I'd do anything for him, you know, to an extent. But he went in there and did a compression check, and I think his compression tools messed up on a couple of them, but like it wouldn't go in or something. But he got 160 on most of them, and then like that number 3 cylinder was like 30. So looked in there with a borescope, and sure as hell it was broke. Looked at the rest of them, they're actually fine. But I went ahead and I went and bought just a set of head gaskets. I think we're gonna go knock it out today. Like I think I have a birthday party or something to go to, but I'm gonna go help. Like I feel so bad. It's not my fault for tuning wise, but like God, like friend stuff, you know, like I feel so bad for the guy. I'm like, oh my God, like I mean, he's just he's one of the hardest working guys I know. This guy will have an engine out in about 2 hours, like just thrashing on it. And you can tell he just wants this thing to work. I gotta have respect for a guy like that, you know, and I gotta help him anywhere I can. So he asked, like, before it even popped yesterday, he asked me what a retune was, and I was like, I don't know, $100, man. I was like, nothing, you know, nothing really. Man, he immediately like cash at me that money, and then he paid, like, it ran out of gas too, as you saw in the video. He paid for the gas. Like the guy, he's stand up. I even got that ticket yesterday, and he was like, man, we'll just pay for it. And me, I'm a fighter, so we're gonna fight it. But like I said, I just immediately, I felt so bad. I went out and just bought head gaskets from Advance. And I was like, whatever I need to do, like, let's just do it. Like, he's over the car. I like it, you know, but he likes it too, but he's just over, I think, messing with stuff. And, you know, I get it. I really get it. I think you get to a point in that situation, like in a project, where you're just like, I'm over it. Yeah, I mean, you ever walk into somebody's garage and like they have this coolest car ever, and you're like, why is it sitting here? And they're like, it just needs a starter. And you're like, why? Man, I'm telling you right now, that car has bit that dude in the ass, and he's like, I'm over it. It's gonna sit here for a minute. It's kind of like my Camaro right now. Like I've got a brake line that I got to flare, and that's it. And it's been sitting there for 6 months. I have a turbo LT1 Camaro that's sitting there, and all it needs is a brake line flared. And I was at that point where I was like, you know, I'm done right now. I'm gonna let it sit until probably spring, and I'll get motivated again. I got other things to take care of, so it's been sitting there. So if you want to know what the LT1 turbo setup is, that's for another video. But it's currently sitting there just where the brake line needs to be flared. That's it. So that's gonna do it for this one, guys. It's been an up and down video. This is an odd one. Never been pulled over, you know, on camera, or all tuning a car and things like that. So I gotta go home and edit this video. I'm gonna go in Quick Trip here. I've been sitting in Quick Trip parking lot. I'm gonna go in here, grab me an energy drink, get the thrashing on this video, get it out. Today it's Saturday, so it'll be later tonight or Sunday. So yeah, anyway, seriously, thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for watching, subscribing, doing all that YouTuber stuff. You leave a comment down below. What do you want to see? And we're gonna get this Bad Luck Camaro running today. It's gonna be running today. So it'll be probably another video right after this about the Bad Luck Camaro. Currently working on a design for a shirt for it. So if you like that cartoony kind of stuff, there's gonna be a Bad Luck Camaro shirt, and we're going to I'm thinking about making all the profits go to Cole. So I think I'm gonna do that for him. So if you want to see a Bad Luck Camaro shirt, you'd like to buy one, let me know. I'm working on the design right now with my designer. I'm gonna make $0 on it, and I'm gonna give it all to Cole. And I don't make much on the shirts. I know I already said bye, but I don't make much on the shirts or anything, but all of the profits are gonna go to Cole, I promise you that. So again, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, do all that YouTuber stuff, comment down below. Catch you guys on the next one.